In this video, we'll be setting up two-factor authentication on the FortiGate unit. So this is another aspect about the FortiGate that I am very impressed with over the Palo Alto Networks and the Cisco ASA next generation firewalls. So if you're not familiar with two-factor authentication and what it is, well, it is something like this. When you normally log on to your computer on the domain or on a web page, you are using a static username and password. That means the password will always be the same each time you log in unless you change it. So for example, let's say that it is Monday and you log on to your computer and your password is Captain America. On Tuesday or even Friday when you log on, the password that you will use will be, yes, Captain America. It is a static password that does not change unless you manually change it. And this means that a hacker could easily know what your password could be and your username, and they can log on using your credentials. Well, using two-factor authentication, this means that you will still log on using your static username and your password, but you will also use what is called a one-time password or OTP. So this one-time password will be provided on a key fob or token, which will provide a random generated number that you would need to enter while logging in within a specific time period. And that number would not be generated again for that particular time and instance. So if the number on your token says something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that, and the hacker got their hands on it, it will be of no value to them because it will only can be used once. So as a result, they cannot log in. So using two-factor authentication is one of the most secure and reliable security options that you could deploy within your environment. And that is what we'll be setting up in this video. Before you get started, you want to make sure that your mail settings on the FortiGate is all set up, and we cover that in a separate video about the general configuration on the firewall. Next, in order to use two-factor authentication, you will need to have a token, which is called a FortiToken, and you can manage the tokens by going to User and Device and going to FortiTokens. And here you will see two default FortiTokens provided to us that we can use. If we need to have more, then we can purchase additional tokens, and keep in mind that only one token can be assigned to a single user. The token that you use can either be a hardware token, which is something like this, or it can be a mobile token, which is an app that can be installed on your phone for obtaining this one-time password. So using mobile tokens is probably the most commonly used because you will likely have a smartphone everywhere that you go. So if you want to add a new token on the FortiGate, for example, on this page, you will go to Create New,